and we're going to have a lot of fun tonight.
You're a racist!
Who the hell is... Oh, yeah, I knew this was going to happen. Who is that?
Trump's a racist!
It's Larry David. What are you doing, Larry?
I heard if I yelled that, they'd give me $5,000.
There is not one single doubt about it. Hollywood, by and large, is in the tank for the Democrats and always has been. Donald Trump may garner huge ratings for Saturday Night Live, but the left sees him as nothing more than a fool, and they will use any chance they get on the entertainment side to mock him and anybody else on the right. Anytime someone from Hollywood speaks for the right, they are immediately assailed and often lose work. It begs a deeper question. Why does America fall for the opinions of those who wouldn't know politics from punk rock? He's a New York Times best-selling author, veteran media analyst, law professor, and author of the Left Coast Report at Newsmax.com. Welcome James Hirsen back to the Hard Line. James, always a pleasure to get a chance to talk to you and find out what's happening in that strange land known as California. But let's just begin right there. Hollywood will shell out for the left over and over again. Simple question, though, James. Why?
Well, that's actually a complex question because so many people have tried to figure it out. One thing for sure, it's almost as if it's like a fish in water. It's almost as if the air in Hollywood is a left-wing air. The social gatherings, the pictures in the commissary at studios, stickers that are on the cars all indicate this leftward swing. And I think it all happened with the decline of the studio system in Hollywood and the rise of the independent artist and producer. And if we look historically, art enclaves have always tended to be left of center. And whether Hollywood is a community of artists or not is debatable, but they consider themselves a community of artists. And I think that in big part is why they trend leftward. Also, their stock in trade is emotion, crying on cue. It doesn't lend itself to logical thought, rational thought. And so few in Hollywood are well informed as to what is going on.
There it is. There it is, James. I want to stop right there because isn't that the biggest thing? Look, I've known actors for a long time. I've worked with actors many different times. And quite frankly, many of them are incredibly dense when it comes to anything that happens outside the studio, outside the script, outside what they're doing. They have so little idea what really happens socially. Don't they do this? And I'm going to use an old idea. Don't they do this really just to be cool?
Well, sure. I mean, Hollywood is the community of trends, and it is not trendy to support right-of-center issues. If you have a rally to save the whales in Hollywood, a lot of people will show up. If you have a rally to support the Second Amendment, a very small number of people will show up.
And they rarely know, yes, and they rarely know the realities behind it, right, James? They rarely know the facts behind the story. They go out and they spit out a tremendous amount that's thrown out there in 20-second sound bites. But if you ask a lot of actors, directors, producers, whatever, they don't know the real meat that goes on behind a story. They just go for Hillary because it's the cool thing to do.
Well, sure. And generally speaking, the Hollywood community favors the social issues and the environment over, say, the economic issues or national security anyway. But those people in Hollywood who get well informed, who pay attention and understand what's going on in the world, those people are called conservatives. You know, people like John Voight, Gary Sinise, and others are very well informed and do understand what's going on and are kind of activists in their own right. And so, yeah, generally speaking, you're right. They tend to know the entertainment press, and they tend to know some of the far left-wing press. Let me point this out. Mother Jones.
Let me point this out. 10 seconds. It is true. You're on the right. You get blackballed in Hollywood right away, don't you?
Absolutely true. The late Ron Silver said that when he changed his mind and sort of came out of the closet as a conservative, his phone went dead. No calls, no work.
Understand, people, these are actors. Mel Brooks even once said, do you really want to eat with them in a commissary? If you don't want to do that, don't think with them when it comes down to social issues. Don't forget, read the Left Coast Report at Newsmax.com. James Hirsen, always a pleasure, my friend. Thanks for joining us.